Jai Baba, Chapter 101. Let it be known in every era and age there has been a particular pathway which is prescribed to make the Goddess God Guru happy and proud of us. In every yuga or era, there is a modus operandi that benefits the individual spiritually and karmically the most. For instance, in the Satyuga or Krita Yoga, penance or tapasya was recommended in order to achieve liberation, salvation, and the highest spiritual reward. In Treta Yoga, knowledge and the attainment of self-realization was given the highest place of honor. In Dwapara Yoga, the emphasis on rituals and religious ceremonies, various kinds of sacrifices was considered the pathway to salvation. Now in our present era or yuga, the Kali Yuga, what is considered as most essential for liberation is to indulge in charity and assistance as well as to take the holy name. That is why Sai insisted on everybody indulging and being absorbed in helping others through various means of contributions and assistance. Charity truly means spreading compassion, and it is this act of helping others which is considered as the best way of not only cleansing one's own karma, but also for one's spiritual salvation and liberation. Sai believed that the best form of helping others was by feeding as many people as we could. Thus, indulging in distribution of food, called Annadana, was considered to be the highest form of charity. It still is. There are various times of the day and night when if one is without food, one could get immensely restless and agitated. If food is Lord Narayan, then distributing food to appease the hunger of those who are on an empty stomach means appeasing Narayan, Lord Vishnu. Hunger gnaws in the morning, then at midday and at night. Feeding meals to those who are hungry is considered as one of the highest form of charity by Sai. Sainatha would often say that food itself is God, as it sustains life, and after death the body once again becomes food for other beings. He would also say that when indulging in other forms of charity, it is essential to see whether the person being helped truly deserves the help. It is important to give only to those who truly deserve it, because if one were to give to just anybody, then the truly deserving would often get deprived. This philosophy of giving assistance and aid to the worthy does not apply when indulging in annadana or distribution of food. One need not bother about who truly needs food or not, as hunger affects one and all. If somebody seeks food from you, as far as possible indulge that individual to the best of your capabilities. Yes, amongst those who come to us for food, first and foremost feed the very young, the old, the weak, the ailing, the handicapped, the pregnant, and those who are damned by society. Baba would love feeding people. He would often prepare food and distribute it to all those who were present. He did this often, but after the year 1910, Baba stopped cooking food as the flow of pilgrims began in earnest. And those countless devotees who flocked to Shirdi to have Baba's darshan would bring cooked food along with them for Sai. The amount of cooked food that was offered to Baba was so large in quantity that the need for Sai to cook food and distribute it was never further needed. Even after Baba would distribute the food to the Sufis, sages, performers, the poor, and after Baba and his close disciples had eaten to their heart's content, there was still ample food for Baba to distribute as prasad to the countless followers that came to take his blessings daily. Das Ganu's visit to Bombay and the Deccan region, singing Baba's praises and greatness, played a large part in spreading Baba's name. With Sai's name and the retelling of the stories about the miracles performed by him spreading to countless households, the influx of devotees rushing to Shirdi was immense. Thousands flocked to Shirdi. They began to perform pujas to Baba, and along with the pujas they would offer various food items which truly came in plenty. All those who came usually brought some food, fruits and sweetmeats along with them. Baba would touch the offering, and that was then distributed amongst the innumerable poor who sat outside Masjid-i. The food offerings came in various kinds. Some would offer a meal to Baba, while others would bring sweet cakes, salad with chutney, vadas, varieties of delicious vegetable dishes, rotis, parathas, kheer, slices of cooked brinjals, fried potatoes and onions called bhajias, puran polis, shiras, pickles, papads, buttermilk and curd to name a few. You name the food item and you could find it offered to Baba. There was enough food for all, and thus unfortunately Baba stopped cooking in his famous pots or handis. Whenever Baba sat for his afternoon meal with his inner circle, with the curtain drawn, innumerable poor people sat outside in the courtyard, all assured that they would too be fed to their heart's content. Baba would first mix all the food that was offered together with his own hands. Then he would pray over it, offering it to the goddess in the holy fire that flamed perpetually. Then he would tell Shama and Nana Nimonkar to serve the inner circle. A large quantity of food was put on each person's plate, and then the devotees who sat in the courtyard and the poor who eagerly waited outside were also fed. The devotees and the very poor were given this prasad mixed and prayed upon by Baba. Everybody would eat to their heart's content. Sometimes Baba would personally see to it that everybody ate properly and that all were being fed. Baba in the inner circle's meal would conclude with delicious buttermilk. Once Baba filled a glass of buttermilk himself and offered it to Hemant Pant. Hemant Pant said, "Baba, my stomach is so full, how will I be able to drink this prasad that you have personally offered to me?" Of course, he was going to drink this nectar for sure. The split-second hesitation was observed by Baba. Drink it up and drink it all up. You never know when this opportunity shall come again. Hemant Pant drank every drop of the blessed buttermilk with humility. Of course, Baba always knew what he was saying. Hemant Pant never got another opportunity of drinking buttermilk consecrated by Baba ever again. 2 months later, Baba took his Mahasamadhi. In the next chapter, we shall discuss how Baba would cook food for everyone in the handis. Peace be to all. Baba bless us with enough food to nourish ourselves as well as feed those who are hungry and in need. Jai Sai.